Hey everyone, this video is a little different than anything I usually do. I'll have more stories coming soon, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and definitely comment on your thoughts. Now, let's begin. On the night of October 11th, 1973 in Pascagoula, Mississippi, co-workers 42-year-old Charles Hickson and 19-year-old Calvin Parker were fishing on the banks of the Pascagoula River after they had left work. What was planned to be a peaceful night of fishing quickly turned into an apparent nightmare. According to Charles and Calvin, what transpired next was something neither of them would ever forget. A UFO appeared and, with blinding blue lights, swooped in down from the sky directly in front of them, making somewhat of a zipping sound, as described by the men. Hickson and Parker then claimed that three metallic alien-like creatures with leathery skin, lobster-like claws, and oddly shaped heads appeared from within the ship, paralyzing both men while they were unconscious, then levitating them back into the ship. The men then go on to describe a doctor-like examination with the creatures being observed with a mechanism that they can only describe as a physical floating eye. Shortly afterwards, they found themselves right back on the shore, with no recollection of how they got back, and the UFO was nowhere to be seen ever again. Supposedly after the men got back, Hickson was so overwhelmed that he had to take 3 shots of liquor out of a bottle that he had stored away in his car. The men then decided to phone the local police to report their nightmare. The report was taken by then police captain Glenn Ryder. Ryder didn't exactly give in to their story. In fact, he was quite skeptical, believing the men were just drunk, which was partly true, at least for Hickson anyways. However, Ryder decided to meet with them anyways to at least humor them in their story. Once arriving at the station unknown to Hickson and Parker, the police placed a tape recorder in the room, thinking that the men would reveal their hoax and drop the act. However, much to the surprise of Ryder, the pair began to talk and recount their entire experience in full detail with one another, and in a very fearful nature. Hickson reportedly told Parker, "It scared me to death too, son. You can't get over it in a lifetime. Jesus Christ, have mercy." Ryder actually started to become worried, stating that, "I wasn't there with them, but I know you don't fake fear." And they were fearful. They were fearful. Following these events, the story gained popularity and became widespread nearly overnight. Multiple news stations and even UFO fanatics visited the town in order to confirm the story. Supposedly, Hickson would tell the story to anyone that would give him the time of day and would listen. Something to note is Hickson actually changed his story multiple times, leaving skeptics to believe that it was all fabricated in a hoax, although this may just be attributed to his old age. Hickson was given a polygraph test which he passed, but it is said that the administrator who had given the test was very inexperienced and could have drawn an inaccurate result. Hickson declined a test from a more accurate administrator. Parker, on the other hand, was still extremely shaken over the event even years later. He avoided attention from the media for a very long time, even going as far as to move multiple times, before finally settling down in the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Parker is now 61 years old, and to this day still continues to hold on to his story. I suppose that in reality, the only people who will ever really know the truth to this story are the ones involved. The late Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker. However, you can't help but wonder if any of it is actually true, or if it was all an elaborate hoax just to capitalize on the popularity of a classic tale of alien abduction. What do you guys think actually happened on that October night in 1973? Were they really abducted by metallic aliens? Did they just share a hallucination? And why does Parker still hold on so tightly to his story? Comment in the description and let me know what you all think. Be sure to also give this video a like if you'd like more content like this in the future. And before we bring a close to this video, if you have your own personal story, or maybe you just have an idea for a video of something you'd like me to talk about, please send me an email at southerncannibal@gmail.com. And if you have a story, send it to southerncannibalstories@gmail.com. Thanks everyone. And before we bring this video to a close, let me shout out all of my $5 or more patrons, as well as my $3 or more patrons featured on screen. Shout out to Babe Lincoln, Beryl S, Kate E, Katrina T, Celeste S, Ellie S, Heather B, Howard R, Joseph F, Lori J, Matthew B, Michael G, Tammy S, Too Etchy For You, and Victor R. Thank all of you so much for supporting me on Patreon. And if any of you would like to join these awesome people and also become a patron, head over to my Patreon at patreon.com/southerncannibal. Thank you everyone, and have a good one. And remember to always stay on.